Okay, welcome. So we're doing another session of Chizzuk from Chassidus in the family minyan, aka the Shtibel. We don't have the wonderful sign that we can put here because it's up already. Everything's going forward with the decor and the entrance. We have an opportunity today to enter a new Torah of Rebbe Nachman ben Faiga Simcha. It's a big move forward because every Torah seems to be talking to us right now, mamish, and it's Saturday Shmaya. We just had the man himself 2 seconds ago just davening here. He said these words, Ose Shalom. Yeah, so that's what we're going to talk about. That it's going to begin the Torah with us. Ose Shalom. He was the one who started this chavrusa a few years ago, and we're still going strong personally. And we're in Torah Lamed Tes. This Torah is going to give us a lot of Chizzuk in the idea of Shalom Bayis, Panasa, Bris Kodesh, marriage, eating, bounty. Talking about eating, there's some homemade biscuits here. Please God, we'll have more food here just to get more of an energy, more of a chevra. There's Hashem. But everything kol is kasha. So let's go weiter. And this is the new morning's man of Chizzuk from Chassidus. It says in the Torah, it says Rebbe Nachman, he brings a pasuk from Sefer Devarim, right at the beginning of this Torah. And it says, I will provide forage, or I don't know, forage is an old school word, but I will provide plantation in your sadeh for your animals. And what will happen there? You will eat and be satisfied. I believe this is in Parshas Akev. The idea of Chaltiv Sevatu V'rachta, the idea that Hashem's going to give us the opportunity to eat, be satiated, and then we have the mitzvah deraisa of benching. But the point of Rebbe Nachman goes into Esev, Rashi Tevis, Ose Shalom B'mumav. The Lashon of Esev, the language of Esev, is the first letter, spells out, as we said before, Ose Shalom B'mumav. We say this every time we daven Shemona Esrei, we say this every time we bench, and that's the first letters. So Esev, the grass, or the forage, is Hashem will make Shalom in His heights. It's a very important part of davening when we're learning and we're connecting to God, that we messiah Him with Shalom, because Shalom is the Kli, Machzik Bracha, it's the Kli. You see in every community, the real success of a Kehillah is how they're able to keep Shalom. Everyone has different days, different opinions, different understandings of where the Kehillah should head, but the key is that there's Shalom, there's peace. You can have different opinions and still have peace, just like in marriage. And we're going to talk about this. It's going to be a very important foundational Torah, because foundational is also connected to the sphere of Yesod, and Yesod is the Pneumius of Shalom. Or bring Shalom is that place of connection, Ki Kal B'Shamayim Va'aretz. The idea where heaven and earth meet. This is the Shalom we're looking for. Psadcha Loshin Shidud Ushvira. And this connotates Shidud and breaking. What's this concept of breaking? The Hebrew word Sadeh means a field, where a bounty is found in the form of plentiful crops. But the same root letter can form the words Sidud, which indicates ploughing, turning over, breaking apart. Rebbe Nachman was shown to attain the bounty fields, one must first turn over and break his tendency towards gluttony, which is Taivas Achila. This is a high level. Even the concept of Taivas Achila, the working on it, is, if you learn Rav Sodik's Svarim, we just had recently in Rav Shlomo Katz's Shir in Shabbos Day, this past Shabbos, in the Heilige Meishalach, he brought down the concept of moistris, extras. A lot of people are affected by, especially our generation, where there's a sign of ashiris, there's a test of wealth. The Talmud Rebbe, Be'ez Hashem, two weeks from today, will be coming to Shir David, and he'll be speaking there after Mincha Marav. I'm going to confirm it with the Gabbai, the Rebbe's son, today, but it's pretty much confirmed because the Rebbe's already put it in his Luach, and Rav Shlomo's confirmed. I'm going to see. But the point is, what did the Talmud Rebbe say? He said the big Nesoin before Mashiach comes is Nesoin of wealth, of Ashiris. Eretz Ashur, the land of Ashur, is Lashon Ashiris, of wealth. The test is in wealth, and the problem is Aniyas B'das, that we have a poverty of das. We're going to see this concept's going to come up in this Torah of das, of having daya, of knowing Hashem, and the way we eat affects all this. So we're going to see that the Moses, the extras, is where the challenge is. Is being able to tune into what we need to be involved with and what we don't. And it's going to affect our success in everything, in Panasa, and Shalom bias, and all the sugyas we're going to learn now. As I already said, it's a high level to be aware of how you eat. So we shouldn't be hard on ourselves, because everything we're doing in Chizzuk from Chassidus, in our sessions together, is derech Chizzuk. We have to learn in a way that gives us encouragement. Rak chazak v'yamatz. We have to always learn with that kavanah, and that's everything we're going to do in these sessions, is to come out with more positivity and more emunah in ourselves, more belief in ourselves, and more betochen atzmi, trust in ourselves. We're always heading in the direction of Chizzuk. When a person experiences a hunger, being overcome by the desire for food, that he should know that he's right that moment feeling a desire towards food. He should know that there is to him enemies. And we're going to see from our holy sages, they should be for a blessing. Shalom. That Hashem's going to endow in your borders peace. Another part of davening. This is a previous part of davening, which we say, and also Shalom B'Mav is also every time we say Kaddish, so we do say that before this part, but also this, in terms of the real powerful moments of Shemona Esrei and Birkas Hamazon, that's what I meant when I said that. The Hasam Govelei Shalom is a pasuk in Tehillim Kuf Mem Zayin. It's the in Pezukah de Zimra. It's the Hallelujahs. It's the middle one, I think. That would make sense. And in this special pasuk, Hasam Govelei Shalom, it goes on to say, Chaylev Chitim Yaspiech. By the way, we're dedicating our learning to the Refuah Shlema, and people can make dedications whenever they want, and they can also chip in if they have something to say, or a question, or whatever. The idea that we're dedicating our learning to Shoshana Yona Bas Edel, she should have Refuah Shlema, Legamre, and also to the Lahavda Ben Chaim L'Chaim, Le'ilyan Ishmas, to my son's good friend, or my son's good friend, because they're all close of him, Meir Shimon Ben Avigal. My boys were actually by his kever Erev Shabbos. They were trying to get somewhere to a Mayan. They took a wrong turning, and they ended up right by her Herzl, where he's buried, because he's one of the fallen soldiers. And they went to his kever and prayed, and they sent us a picture of it, Erev Shabbos. So instead of being by, the Mayan or whatever they're planning on doing, they decided they're going to use their time to daven at his kever. And they said Meir Shimon invited them today. They got drawn there by a wrong, mistaken turn, and they realized that's because we need to go to him today. And they had a powerful moment, both of my boys there, by her Herzl. And my son said it's Tzaddikim, he feels the Kedusha there when he goes there, mamish. They're the rabbis of the generations, as all our chevras talk about. So this pasuk, Hasam Govelei Shalom, and then it goes on to say, Chelev Chitim Yaspiech, this idea that Hashem will give abundance in your borders. And then the next part is Chelev Chitim Yaspiech, that the important part is to remember that it satisfies your choice wheat. Satisfies your choice wheat. So one of the chizuks I always used to do when I had more time in davening, I used to daven by tzaddikim, and they take a lot of time, and they really ma'ayin into each part of tefillah. So you really start to open up what each world, each teva, each word is its own world, and you go into this world. So I came up with a Rosh Tevis. I noticed that the next part of the pasuk is Chaylev Chitim Yaspiech, is Rosh Tevis Koyach, because it's Ches Yud. Yeah. So sorry, I mean Chaf Vav. Excuse me. It's Chaf Vav Shem Avaya Ches Yud. So I mean Hashem's giving us the Chor, but the concept is, and it's also Sof Tevis Ayin Base, which is also Gematria Chesed, and also Shem Avaya is a form of Shem Avaya Ayin Base. So I was thinking about this fact that Hashem is giving us koach and giving us blessing in our chita, in our in our wheat. Even the Rosh Tevis is Shem Havai. Hashem himself is giving us heat, blessings and satiating us in our wheat. So then it goes on to say, Mi sheyesh lo rashim lamata b'yudu sheyesh lo rashim lamala. Those who have enemies down below, it's knowing that there are enemies above. Now this is very, very interesting lashon that Rebbe Nachman chooses to use for enemies. Rashim. I don't know if anyone's Rashim is. Rush is someone who's poor, usually. So here he's using it as enemies. But the concept of Rush is someone who's like, it has within it the shorish of Rasha, of a wicked person. They're also poor, because that's why they're doing these bad things, seemingly. But the concept of Rush is the enemies. It becomes someone an enemy down below, down up above. So we're seeing that when a person has blessing in his boundaries and has everything he needs in his wheat, his biscuits, his homemade biscuits is blessed, or whatever it is, the cholas, the food that he has in his home, his panasa is blessed. Because remember, we said the other day that it's not enough to work. We have to actually have bracha in our work, that it should bring blessing. This will bring peace between our spouse, peace between our family, peace between our friends. The more blessing we have, the less there is room for machlokas. A lot of the work I do is when I'm booking artists and working with a lot of clients and different people in the team, the event coordinators and music directors and all the different people that get involved, the marketing team. The key is that there should be enough shefa in the project that there shouldn't be like a rush, a poverty. There shouldn't be like a smallness, a cutness, a small-minded approach to how we're doing it. Because that shefa blessing gives ability for everyone to have room to do their thing. It's only when it gets more mesamsem, more restricted, that then people start getting tense and nervous and worried. And so we always have to daven for bracha. There should be abundance. So then, even if there doesn't seem to be abundance, that we should have the mindset of abundance. That would get rid of the enemies down here and the many enemies above. Abundance. People say that when there's panasa, a lot of the people that are making war with Am Yisrael will stop making war with us because there's business. Trump's whole theory. His whole theory with the Abraham Accords is business will bring peace. And we know that there's a second Accords that needs to be put in place called the Sarah Accords. Someone told me this yesterday, or on Sunday actually. The Sarah Accords, that bringing peace also means to remove our enemies. That was Sarah, this week's Parsha. Shema Kolah, listen to our voice, and remove Yishmaelim, remove the Klipas Yishmael from us. That's the Sarah Accords that needs to also come to bring peace. It's Avram and Sarah, Abraham and Sarah, not just without Sarah. So that's where Trump needs to actually listen to us, and Shema Kolah, listen to the voice of the Shekhinah of Am Yisrael, and remove this klipa in the world, and all the other people involved as well. They all need to listen. But the rush down below and the rush above is often because there's a lack, and it comes connected to not controlling how we deal with this world, the animalistic desires. So we're gonna get into this more and more. This is a very deep concept that Rebbe Nachman is connecting these pesukim, and we're going to see also the idea of having blessing in our life. Blessing is a lot to do with how we control ourselves, not just in eating, but there's also another hint that the more we control our anger, the more we'll have bracha as well. This is something which Rebbe Nachman brings elsewhere, but it's from the same kind of pesukim that we have here. I'm going to double check. It could be it's even this pasuk. Choma, the idea of a wall, and choma is lashon anger, and it's not this pasuk, but it's around these pesukim. By the way, if you want to just look in this Tehillim Kuf Mem Zayin, you'll see there's a lot of deep concepts. Like even the pasuk where it says kafor ke'efer yifazeh, they all seems like similar. It has pei reish in each of those three words. That's par dinim. That's the parim. And then you take chaf vav, chaf aleph, yud zayin. These are all shemus as well. Chaf vav is shem havaya, 26. Chaf aleph is shem echiyah, and yud zayin is the gematria tov. You see that all these pesukim, like the David HaMelech brought down, are tremendously insightful. Os Yisrael mimamav, making shalom in the higher worlds brings shalom down below. This is going to be a theme, and what it means is us being sensitive to what we're saying when we're davening and to understand that there's tremendous Hasam Govelek Shalom, that Hashem has the power to place peace in our borders, in our own personal borders and as a And I feel like if we tune into this Torah, we'll have all the good things we're looking for. Shalom Bayis, Panasa, Shafa, and Simcha. And it's not such a large Torah. It's actually quite short, but it's very profound. And I'm looking forward to go weiter next week. And we'll stage by stage, hopefully we'll finish it within a few weeks. And we'll come out feeling a bit more assured that Shalom Bayis isn't an impossibility. It's in our hands, and we actually can make it happen if we just allow ourselves to be in tune with the derech of the tzaddikim. Even this tzaddik soldier, what was his zeicha? How did they make remembrance? He's on a tikkun klali. My son right now is making beats every day for him with all the different voice notes where he said something important. They gathered his voice notes and they're using it and they're remixing it into some tracks.
Wow.
And this is the idea of bringing the soldiers, the memory alive, being positive, going weiter, bringing the energy, connecting it to the tzaddikim and the tzaddik, Rebbe Nachman and Faiga, and bringing out. And he says here, Kol mistabech latova. We have to realize that ultimately everything is going to come out latova, even though it's been a painful few years. And hopefully this year, Tafshin Pei Vav, will be a year of tremendous shalom and puravu and all the good things. Amen v'amen.